This is East Jerusalem, part of the West Bank, Palestinians, but middle of Jerusalem, and this is kind of their half of the old city. And I'm entering here through the Damascus Gate. Check this out. This is a cool one. This is the way into the old city, into the Muslim quarter. This is the main entrance, and what's cool about this is a little more authentic than the Jaffa Gate, meaning the citizens of East Jerusalem actually come here to do their shopping, and so looking forward to seeing the bazaar here. It's a genuine functioning marketplace. Israeli. Still can't believe they let cars into the old city. Oh, there's actually places to pass. These cobblestone streets. The trick here is always walk circumspectly, watching behind you, all around you, and when one car passes, don't step back into the street because there's probably another one behind him. It's a good place not to get run over. Exiting the city through the Lion's Gate. So this will take me out of the old city into, into the Kidron Valley, and then across over the Mount of Olives, Garden of Gethsemane today. Back in East Jerusalem. Coming out of the old city into the Kidron Valley now, and looks like this is the safe part of the Kidron Valley. It is. It gets dangerous farther south of here, but this is the tourist area, quote unquote. So, but this is it. Wow. This is the Basilica of Agony, also known as the Church of All Nations. This is the Garden of Gethsemane, popular spot. So this is the Garden of Gethsemane. Wow, busy place. These are ancient olive trees that are most likely descendants of the ones that were here when Jesus was here, where he had his moment of trial before his arrest and the crucifixion. This is the spot where he was arrested that night, betrayed by Judas. But yeah, this is cool. These are probably olive trees that whose great-great-grandparents or whatever these things do live a long time. But their ancestors were witness to what happened here. Church of all nations. So this church has basically the exact same history as every other Christian church in the Holy Land. It was built in the 4th century in the early Byzantine period after Constantine made Christianity the official religion of the Eastern Roman Empire. Then destroyed in 614 AD by the Persians, rebuilt by the Crusaders, 12th century, destroyed again in 1187 by Saladin when the Muslims retook the Holy Land. And this one actually, though, there was nothing here for about 800 years. And then finally the Franciscan order, which you may recall from my other videos, they're the official guardians of the holy sites. Finally they were allowed to rebuild here under the British mandate, so it took the Brits to finally let them rebuild the church here. This church went up in 1924, and it's called the Basilica of Agony, obviously because Jesus was in agony here, Kidron Valley in front of us here. And also known as the Church of all nations, as I said before, and that's because a bunch of different nations contributed money to build this. So this is at the Garden of Gethsemane. Not a very old building, but beautiful. And it actually incorporates some of the old walls from the Crusaders church. So let's see if we can find those. Here we go. Here's some old ruins from the Crusaders church. Pretty cool. Similar to what we saw up on Mount Tabor. Neat. More olive trees back there. Oh, where'd it go? Olive tree. So they must have heard us coming. Please no explanations inside the church. Darn it.
Dio onnipotente, che in questo sacramento ci hai nutriti con il pane della vita, fa che con l'aiuto del tuo Santo Spirito, assidui in umile preghiera a somiglianza del tuo Figlio e partecipi alle sue sofferenze, possiamo prevalere sintetici della nostra salvezza. Per Cristo nostro Signore. Il Signore sia con voi. Vi benedica Dio onnipotente, Padre e Figlio e Spirito Santo. Glorificate il Signore con la vostra vita, andate in pace.
Alleluia.
Alpha and Omega, I believe. I don't read Greek, but I would bet that's what that is. That's out of the book of Revelation, chapter 1. I am Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. This guy just interviewed me for Italian TV, so I'll be famous in Italy, just asking about tourism, how I find it in Jerusalem. It's a good question. He asked if some electrical pole they put up over there, if it bothered me or took away, and I said, look around, man. Streets and cars and honking. This is the Holy City, but it's 2012. This is the Muslim cemetery on the outside of the old city wall, the east side of the wall, and I actually didn't think they'd be allowed to come in here, and there's this big group of young Palestinian guys give me a bad time. No, you can't go in there. And then the other guy's saying, yeah. Didn't know if they were playing with me or trying to get me in trouble or what, but this is cool. And when I was at the Golden Gate the other day, I mentioned that the reason Muslims built the cemetery here is because they believe what Christians believe and what the Jews believe, which is that when Messiah comes, he'll enter the city of Jerusalem through the Golden Gate. So when Saladin took back the city in 1187, it was either Saladin or it could have been the Ottomans later on, but somebody got the, actually I think it was the Ottomans, got the bright idea to build a Muslim cemetery here. Here's the Mount of Olives, and the idea is that the Messiah would never cross through a cemetery, to impure. That's amazing. So they sealed up the Golden Gate, and as we know, well, if you heard my video the other day at the Golden Gate, Jesus, when he came into the city, came through the Golden Gate. That was on what we call Palm Sunday, and that was one of the things that really set off the Pharisees, the religious leaders, because they knew what he was saying, the implications of it. He was proclaiming, I am the Messiah. That's why he came through the Golden Gate. And one of the main things that led to his arrest and crucifixion. Shortly after that, the Jews believe that when the Messiah comes, he'll come through there on a white donkey. And Assalamu alaikum. That means hello in Arabic. Good word to know in here. And there's the Golden Gate, sealed off. Again, if I remember my own little speech the other day by the Ottomans, look at that, sealed shut. No Messiah. So the Jews are still waiting for the Messiah to come the first time, and we as Christians are waiting for the Messiah to return a second time. And in any event, Jesus will come down on the Mount of Olives, across the Kidron Valley. Big battle going on down here. Antichrist holed up in the temple up there, and this gate will somehow be open at that time. Who knows? Blown open by artillery, mortars. Open before then by the Jews. Actually, much more likely, right? Because the third temple will have been under construction for the last 3.5 years. So I bet the Jews open it, just occurred to me. And yeah, so cemetery, no cemetery, Messiah's coming through. Back into the old city, through the Lion Gate. Yeah, I thought that might be a Muslim call to prayer, and tested the theory, and I guess I was right. Got chased out of there. This is the Church of St. Anne. This is the only surviving Crusader church in the Old City. For some reason, the troops of Saladin didn't destroy this one. More ruins. Wow, these are cool ones. Lots of them in this town.
Four porticos plus one in the middle, which divided.
The Crusaders believed this to be the location where Mary and her mother Anne were both born. Not too sure about that one. Might be true. I'm not sure if that dates back to Helena or not. Constantine's mother, she seemed to do pretty well in identifying the legitimate holy sites. My voice is really echoing in here. This is the acoustics are designed for Gregorian chants in this church, and this church is actually world famous for its acoustics. Wish somebody was here singing. Wow, Crusader church. This is cool. all the Christian pilgrims gathering for the Via Dolorosa procession. Every Friday the Franciscan monks conduct this, and we visit the 14 stations of the cross. And this one's for you, Destiny. It's your grandpa's favorite song, right?
Sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum benedicta tui mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Santa Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostre. Amen.
Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Fiat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimit. Ave Maria, piena di grazia, il Signore è con te. Tu sei benedetta fra le donne, e benedetto è il frutto del tuo seno, Gesù.
Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros tu reino, hágase tu voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo.
E la risurrezione di molti in Israele, segno di contraddizione, perché siano svelati i pensieri di molti uomini, e anche a te una spada trafiggerà l'anima.
Cuarta estación, aquí Jesús encuentra a María su madre. Simeón los bendijo y dijo a María su madre: mira, esta está puesta para que todos en Israel caigan y se levanten. Será una bandera discutida, mientras que a ti una espada te traspasará el corazón. Así quedará patente lo que todos piensan.
Qui Santo. Miserere nostri Domine.
Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros tu reino, hágase tu voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo. Como brote, como raíz en tierra árida, sin figura, sin belleza. Lo vimos sin aspecto atrayente, despreciado y evitado de los hombres, como un hombre de dolores acostumbrado a sufrimientos, ante el cual se ocultan los rostros, despreciado y desestimado.
Adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie. Essa si è abbattuto su di lui, per le sue piaghe noi siamo stati guariti.
Séptima estación, aquí Jesús cae por segunda vez.
Sicut in cielo et in terra. Adoramus te, Christe, et benedicimus tebi. Ottava stazione. Qui Gesù incontra le pie donne. Lo seguiva una gran folla di popolo e di donne che si battevano il petto e facevano lamenti.
Toward that Church of the Holy Sepulchre. That's the last 5 stations of the cross. Are there.
Ave Maria, grazia plena Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus. Ave Maria,
Panem nostrum quotidianum nobis hodie,
et dimitte nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo.
Actually, I spoke too soon. I think this is a Coptic church. Coptic Christians come from Egypt, and then the sepulchre is next. This is cool. I haven't seen this. Now we're at the sepulchre. Inside the sepulchre. Sorry. Go ahead, please. Those Franciscans, good reading.
Te Christe et benedicimus tibi. Decima stazione. Qui Gesù è spogliato. Gli diedero da bere vino mescolato con fiele, ma egli, assaggiatolo, non ne volle bere. Dopo si spartirono le sue vesti, tirandole a sorte.
Décima estación. Aquí Jesús es despojado de sus vestiduras. Cuando crucificaron a Jesús, los soldados repartieron su ropa en 4 lotes. Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto.
Christ's tomb